I felt like I was being faced with a very unique opportunity to create something of my own in the way that I wanted to, that I would be passionate about. And I truly felt like I would regret it if I didn't go for it.
Hey there, welcome to Foxsy Studios. My name is Shelby Abrahamson, and today we are joined by Marissa Hohner from goodtimecreativeco. Marissa, do you want to talk a little bit about what you do, what your company does?
Yeah, definitely. Thanks for having me. My name's
pleasure.
Marissa. I am the founder and CEO of Good Time Creative. We are a creative design and production agency specialized in event design and production. So that's everything from trade show exhibit design and production, as well as all the services that go along with that. We do pop-up events, branded mobile marketing tours and branded vehicles, along with some printed influencer kits, and pretty much anything to get a brand into a consumer or a buyer's hands, and create a really cool experience that's unforgettable for all.
That's fantastic. I've taken a look at some of your work, and you have such a lovely, the work that your company puts out is so textured and nuanced, and there's a nice oomph to it. It doesn't feel, I don't want to say it doesn't feel polished, because it still feels very put together, but it feels more, it doesn't feel like corporate, I guess.
Yeah.
It feels very creative. It feels very, it appeals to the senses, which is really, really cool. So you went to school for communications and PR, right?
Yes.
With a minor in business. So whenever you graduated, did you envision that this is the kind of work that you'd be getting into?
No, not at all. It's so funny because anybody in the trade show exhibit design, or even any facet of the trade show industry, because there's so many facets, it's like the biggest little industry that nobody's ever heard of. But it just employs so many people. There's so many different facets of the industry, but I had never even thought that there was an industry that drove trade shows. You know, I started right after school. I really didn't know what I wanted to do after school. I kind of just didn't want to move away from college. So I found a company nearby and was able to get a job there, and started in social media because I was the youngest person and I was an intern. So they're like, here's your social media, manage this for us. So I started at a big corporation. It was SC Johnson at the time, and then we broke off. But developed all their social media there, and then went into marketing, and then went into sales, which eventually allowed me to move back to Chicago. But I had always been on the sales side of trade shows, and I really just showed up, and the booth was done and everything was there for me, and I just had to sell the product and talk about the company. But I never thought about what happened before the sales team showed up, or before the doors were open for attendees to come in. I kind of just fell into the industry because of a family contact and a family friend, and loved it immediately. But no, had no plans or idea that I would be, sitting here almost 10 years later out of school. So
it's weird how the paths just guides you the way that it guides you. Because I had a similar experience where I went to school for one thing, and now I'm doing something completely different. Yeah. And I would never have expected it. But I mean, it's fantastic to be able to just kind of follow your passion and just see where it goes and see where it takes you, because there are so many little industries like that are just kind of hidden away from the main zeitgeist that are very important to make things run. And it's cool to talk to somebody who's kind of in that behind the scenes stuff, because you're right, there's so much work that goes into all of that.
Yep.
Somebody's got to do it, and somebody's got to do it well, and think about all of that. So what is it that you like about this? Is it the people? Is it the product? What keeps you feeling passionate about it?
Yeah, definitely. So I love that every day is truly different. I mean, I know a lot of people say that. It's a little bit cliche, but truly, every client request is so different. Every project is different, and our clients come to us because they want something different every time, right? They don't want to show up with the same exhibit, or if they're using the same components, they want to tweak it a little bit because they want to look different each year. They want to highlight a different focus within their product line, or they want to launch a new product. And we're always being pushed, our creative limits are always being pushed to develop something new and different than what everybody else is doing. So it's very challenging, which I enjoy. It's super creative. So even though I'm not like a designer by trade, I feel like I just have such an appreciation for design and creativity. And so that's really fun. But then also the people that we work with, not only are our clients amazing, but just the industry, the people in the industry, like everyone from our vendors that we work with, our suppliers. I mean, there's even people at McCormick Place that I see year over year. And everyone in this industry went through, it feels like we all like went through war together during COVID.
Yeah,
because,
I bet.
Yeah, I know every industry struggled during COVID, but live events were like,
chopped off. Yeah.
Chopped immediately.
Yeah.
And for almost 2 years, like completely dead. So the people that are still in the industry, you have this like camaraderie with them because you just feel like you went through something.
You were in the trenches together.
Yeah, we're like trauma bonded.
Yeah. I bet.
But.
Yeah, live events in particular, and you're right, like every industry got hit in its own fun, unique way. Mm-hmm. But the live industries, I mean, like we saw it a lot more with like concerts and stuff. Like we saw the front-facing side of that with sports and concerts. But I mean, industries like that, especially those affect small businesses.
Yeah.
And it's the stuff that doesn't necessarily get talked about as much, but it's definitely felt, and the ripples I'm sure we're going to feel for a while.
Yeah.
But a couple years ago, you decided to strike off on your own and start your own company. So what attracted you to running your own company, being your own boss? What was the thing that kind of made you decide to take that leap?
Yeah, I think if we can all agree about one thing that we can all take from COVID, it's like we all got to really look at what we do and what we make a decision about what we want to do moving forward. It was truly like, all right, you're stripped down to nothing.
Yeah, it was a reflective time for sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
Lots of time to reflect. I mean, I was sitting there, most of my experience had been in sales and marketing up to that point. So I did have the opportunity to go switch industries and try something different, or just completely change the course of my career into a new start. But I really was struggling with going to work a desk job. Like I already had a good amount of freedom and autonomy, and I was struggling with that internally to go sit at a desk. But I also really love this industry, so I wasn't ready to give up on it. And even though it was a very trepidatious time, and there were no live events happening, I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna go for it. I felt like, what do I have to lose?
It's fair.
I'd rather just give it a try and start my own thing and try to go for it. So yeah, January 7th, we actually just had our 2-year anniversary. So January 7th of 2021, we launched. So
that's fantastic. Mm-hmm. And that takes guts of steel, I gotta say, to start anything during COVID. You had nothing to lose, you said. And was it like you just didn't want to have like regrets? You didn't want to feel like you never tried? Was that a factor?
I think that I felt like I was being faced with a very unique opportunity to create something of my own in the way that I wanted to, that I would be passionate about. And I truly felt like I would regret it if I didn't go for it. I'm very lucky to have super supportive people in my life. Like my partner was very supportive. He definitely picked up the slack on the rent there. but he's also an entrepreneur and had started a couple of his own companies. So he really was, encouraging me that this was my time to get into something a little bit more risky. And my family was very supportive. So I think that definitely helped.
Oh yeah, that kind of support network is so essential when you're striking out like that. And striking out, I keep saying that. When you're trying something so big, you need to feel like you have some kind of a circle of safety of people around you, and especially like having a partner who's an entrepreneur who could understand like the challenges that you would face. That right there is, I mean, my partner is my business partner, John, and we started the company together, and he was also like a serial entrepreneur, and I was the one who kind of came in second to the entrepreneurial game. But having a partner who gets that is so, it's like an X factor. I mean, it's certainly not necessary. People start businesses all the time by themselves, but it makes you count your lucky stars that you matched up with someone who really gets it, who understands that drive. Because being an entrepreneur isn't for everybody. It comes with a lot of challenges and struggles that a normal 9-to-5 doesn't necessarily face. Not that any one of them is better than the other. They're just different challenges, and some people don't want that.
Exactly.
So it's nice to have someone around, both your partner and your family. That's vital. So were there any specific challenges that you ran into in the COVID times of starting a business?
Yes. It's like hard to pinpoint one, but I mean, like you said, starting anything during COVID was scary. I definitely had some friends that were checking in. They're like, "Are you good? Like, are you okay?"
They're like the equivalent of like business-wise cutting off your bangs.
Yes.
Like, what's going on? Are you solid?
I made the career move of cutting my bangs off by myself at home. No stylist intervention.
Well, it's good that you have friends who were like checking in on you and making sure you were good. That's like good friendship right there.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I've always loved being involved in many different activities and like taking on leadership roles within companies, but also like my personal life. I love getting involved in like philanthropic efforts and volunteering. But I had never started an LLC or gone through like the legal side of that, all the paperwork, all the taxes that I learned very quickly. Just pay an accountant to do it. You try to keep all of your costs down as much as possible, especially because you're not really paying yourself when you start. So that was different. I had never just completely been unemployed. I mean, I was employed, but no salary, none of that kind of safety net. So, but I think that was good that I really went for it. I didn't have a safety net. There was no other option. Like failure was not an option. It wasn't going to happen.
Sometimes you have to paint yourself into a corner in order to kind of like creatively problem solve your way into the solution.
Yes.
Like if you're comfortable, you might not always be willing to try the things that you need to try.
Exactly. Yes. But yeah, I mean, it was really, really hard. Like there were no events happening. I think I was naive to think that trade show events and live events would come back maybe in June of 2021. We had one trade show in June of 2021, but really they didn't come back until the fall somewhat. Okay. They really came back in 2022, I would say. But it was a good time for us to get creative with our offering, and that's really where what we call our packaging side, but it's really like our influencer kits and branded boxes and new product launch kits and branded merchandise. Like that was a really heavy category for us in 2021, and it's nice because that's still around now.
Yeah.
For us
that's
now that events are come back.
You set it, you make it, and then it still continues to be.
That.
I mean, you've got the opportunity to set up so much of the sort of foundational stuff during that time. That's a silver lining for sure. Like that's when you're not busy working on like existing clients all the time, then you're able to build up sort of that backlog of very valuable assets. So, but what was it like once the show started picking up? Like when you said in 2022 is where it started to really get into the show circuit again.
Yeah, it was crazy. I mean, I had always been used to working with a large team and having multiple team members within every department, and now it's just myself. And now we are a team of 5, so that's helpful.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's very helpful. But it was crazy. I mean, I was doing all the estimating, all the invoicing, all the bookkeeping, the accounting, project management, sales, marketing, and then
so
traveling.
Many hats.
Yes.
So many hats.
Yes, very, very many hats. So,
and on the road, no less.
On the road too. But it was nice. I mean, I think, yeah, it was super stressful, and but I think I'll always look back on that time and appreciate that I had that, because I think it'll only make me a better team member and manager and
Gives you
leader.
perspective.
Because I went through the trenches.
Yep.
I feel so.
Yep. It's just like, I believe that everyone should work some kind of a customer service job at some point, just so that they can understand what it's like to be customer service, because you're always going to have to work with customer service.
Yep.
Like, for the rest of your life, you're going to be dealing with waiters and bartenders and shopkeeper type folks, and it's like the same thing, just in a specific industry. You got to do kind of like the roughest part of it, so you can
Yep.
have that empathy and have that understanding of what it's like. So even as you continue to kind of like your responsibilities change,
Yeah.
it's so important to be able to have that empathy with the passion.
Yes.
So the
Exactly.
passion doesn't accidentally drive you, into a different direction.
Yes.
I totally get it. Which, speaking of just sort of workplace, like working with other people and everything, you made mention in our pre-interview like talkings about the culture of Good Time Creative.
Mm-hmm.
Can you tell me a little bit more about like what that culture looks like, or what you're trying to achieve with it?
Yeah, definitely. So, if an outsider looked in on the trade show exhibit industry, it would look very similar to them. It's filled with like older white males. So I think that us just being a women-owned business and a women-operated business is quite different. But I'm really trying to take a different approach on the industry. And I think that clients appreciate that, and it reflects in our projects, because I truly think that our team comes from a lot of different backgrounds and experience, job experience, but also personal experience, and that diversity I hope to continue to grow within our organization, because I think that people with different experiences just bring a different outlook to projects than I would, or than what even my creative director would. So that's definitely a goal for us long term. That's not to say that we don't appreciate working with men.
That's okay. We don't need the men.
We'll add some of those later. No, but yeah, I really want to create. I think that I'm really trying to create a space where people feel comfortable to express their creativity, to make recommendations, or have an opinion, have an idea about what they think about something. If they hate something, I want to know that. If they love something, I want to know that. Because I think that, not everybody agrees with what I might agree with. And I want my team to feel okay to disagree with what I think, So really trying to create a very collaborative, open-minded, very comfortable work setting for people to come into, because I think without that, it's really hard to be creative.
I definitely agree with you there. I mean, when you think of sort of a standard corporate office structure, you don't exactly think of a lot of creative problem solving or creative expression. It's kind of I picture cubicles and a fluorescent lighting buzzing quietly in the background. That kind of conformity, I think, kind of can crush individualism, crush creativity and innovative thinking. And so, I mean, I don't want to get into Foxsy and what we do necessarily, but we definitely are we have similar goals in that way.
Yeah.
It's so important to let people come to the table with their own personal experiences, their opinions, their viewpoints, because the more input you have, the more interesting things you can do to kind of shake those ideas up and make something brand new.
Absolutely.
And just make people comfortable, just to just make a pleasant environment for people to work
Yeah.
in, because work shouldn't be a difficult thing that you have to like force yourself to do. You shouldn't hate your job.
Right.
I may be sounding radical right here, but like you shouldn't hate what you do for a living.
Yeah.
You should I mean, at the very minimum, be neutral, but ideally, you want to be able to like wake up and be excited about the things that you're doing, the people that you're working with.
Yeah, exactly. I'm
Yep.
trying to create something that people don't have Sunday scaries.
Right, yeah.
Coming in, which I know there's always that level, but yeah, we have fun for sure, but we work really hard, but we have a good time while we're doing it. So
It's called Good Time Creative. I mean, I should hope that you all have a good time.
Yes.
Live up to the brand name.
Yes.
So what you say you guys have fun, is there anything in particular that you all do to kind of...
Yeah, we try to get out and hang out as a team at least once a month, have like a lunch or, get out of the office, do something different, check out experiential like museums around Chicago.
That's
or
really cool.
Anything that can just kind of like get our creative juices flowing. Our office is very open concept, so it's super casual when we come into the space. But yeah, I think we should instill some more things. But yeah, we're just kind of like getting together and learning each other as a team, a new team. But doing those outings definitely helps create that relationship for sure.
That sounds like a lot of fun, and Chicago has so many great options for. I mean, I just moved here, so I say just. I'm going to have to stop saying that at some point. I've been here for 6 months, but there's still just so much to explore. There's so much to do. There's so many, like you said, experiences and museums and shows and galleries and all kinds of amazing things, and restaurants. Let's not even get into that.
Yes.
Actually, you did mention that you are an avid foodie.
Yes.
Just a quick. Just aside, I'm just here curious about
okay.
that. So what's your favorite genre of food?
Ooh, I love Asian food.
Yes.
Love it. I mean, I love Japanese food. I love Thai. Yeah, I'm just like a huge Asian food buff. But I just found out that I'm allergic to shrimp.
Oh no!
So that has posed a big
That's a bit of a challenge on that front.
Asian front.
I'm sorry to hear that. You just found out that you're allergic to shrimp?
Yeah, I guess that's a thing in your 30s.
Did you just develop?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. I'm gonna add
getting
that
old,
to my list of fears. Developing a shrimp allergy. Yeah. Right now, like sushi's my like.
Yes.
So if it was like what's one food that you could eat for the rest of your life? Yeah, sushi.
Hands
There's
down.
a million varieties. It's so good.
It's so good.
Yeah. That's fantastic. Do you have a favorite restaurant here in Chicago?
Oh man, that's a really good question. Hanoki sushi is an amazing experience. It's like the best sushi I've ever had. Namaste is my favorite Indian place.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a little hole in the wall, but there's so many.
We're gonna have to check these out. Yeah, we're still very much like exploring the food scene here. We could eat at a different restaurant every meal for the rest of our lives, and I feel we would still not touch on like even just Logan Square.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so many options. But yeah, I love getting suggestions from locals, because you all have the best scoops on what's going on out there.
List. I got you.
Yeah, please, thank you. So going back to like the challenges that you faced with starting your business in the middle of the pandemic, who or what really kept you going? What kept you moving forward even when those challenges were like right in your face?
Yeah. Well, I would say I'm very self-motivated, so I feel like I'm not competitive in a sense of like sports competition, but I've noticed that I'm really competitive when it comes to business. Like when I got into my sales, I had always been in sports growing up, but I never really loved like team sports because I felt a lot of anxiety about performing. But I really enjoyed like single player sports.
I'm gonna guess track.
No, not a runner.
What? What?
I was always in gymnastics and dance. I did play softball growing up. I played lacrosse in college, which was like random. Yeah.
Wow, you really run the gamut.
Surprisingly athletic, but it's fallen off since school for sure.
I mean, but still, like that's just like it's just a great thing to just have in your back pocket. Because
Yeah.
I was the indoor kid. I've always been the artistic kid. Like I was
Okay.
inside coloring when
Yeah.
everyone else was outside. So I have never had any like broken bones or anything. I'm like a little fragile. I've not really left my box, you know. So it's cool meeting people. I've just always tickled when people have like really done the sports circle, because that's just a world that I'm unfamiliar with. But it's good for you. It's good for your brain. It's good for your body.
It is. It is. Yeah. I think that I don't know. I never was super upset. Like if we lost, I'd kind of have to pretend to be upset, but I'd be like, oh man, we'll get them next time, guys. But once I got into a sales position, I had a goal that I needed to reach. I loved that, and I was like up against, I could see my ranking of the other sales team members on my team, and it was
like
kind of
flipped
this,
a switch for you.
Yeah, it was kind of this like team environment where we're all trying to reach one goal collectively, but you also had your individual goals, and I really like that. So I'm very self-motivated by having like a goal or something that I can work towards. So that definitely kept me moving. Also, the just knowing that I could not fail because I had to make this work. Like I had to prove to not only myself, but to my partner always believed in me. But I wanted it to work. It was something that I took a big risk on, and everyone was very supportive around me. But for me, it was just like I have to make it work. So
it was like you versus the world at that point.
Yeah.
Instead of like you versus another team or.
Yes, yeah. There was just no other option to me. So that really kept me going. But I also truly love what I do, and I love like the work that I got to work on. Any project that anybody came to me with, I was like so grateful for, because I felt like they believed in me too, right? So because it's scary when you strike out on your own and somebody comes to you and wants to give you money to perform a service for them. That's like, all right, I have to like nail this, I have to take care of them. They're trusting me, so I have to fulfill that. So yeah, just.
There's a certain level of pride that comes. I mean, you obviously like can feel prideful about doing something for yourself, but once someone entrusts you with their vision and brings you into their creative process, there's definitely like an extra sense of pride in your work, because you want to represent yourself well, you want to represent your client well.
Yeah.
It definitely adds a little extra zest to the work process.
Yeah, definitely.
It's a different type of teamwork, I suppose, where it's you're trying to build up your own skills, your own resume, and all that. But there is something special about like working with somebody and helping bring their vision to life.
Yeah.
I've done some sponsor work in the past. I haven't really done it recently, but it's those are some of the hardest I've ever worked. Have been on like working with a client, because you want them to feel good about it.
Yeah.
You want them to leave that interaction feeling good about working with you.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's a big investment. Like we get that we work with a lot of small emerging brands where this might be their first trade show that they're ever exhibiting at. This might be their first ever booth. So it's a big investment. I mean, you're paying for like a custom construction of this installation that you're going to use year over year for hopefully at least 3 years. So we understand that. I think us being a small team, we work really well with those smaller emerging brands because we're kind of faced with the same struggles that they're faced with.
So now I just want to ask you, because we've talked about passion, we've talked about chasing this dream. So what does passion mean to you? And follow-up question, how do you cultivate that passion in your day-to-day life?
Yeah, that's a good question. Passion for me is anything that I get to do for my career or job, but I'm actually happy and fulfilled doing. I think it's really hard, and maybe this applies for everyone, but to feel passionate for something that you don't love. Like, I think that would be pretty difficult. And it's not to say that there's not parts of my job or career that I don't love, because that's true. Like, if you love accounting, that takes a certain personality. It's not me. I can get by and do it, but I love the creative side of it. So I think that having that love for what we do and seeing, that thrill of seeing a design go from a rendering that you've been looking at on paper on a screen for 6 weeks, 8 weeks, and then actually seeing it come to life on the show floor and having the clients walk in and like fawn over it and be so excited. That for me, it like brings tears to my eyes. It's so fun. It's so fun. So that feeling, I feel like I'm always like chasing that feeling constantly. So.
And it's one of those things that you just you feel it in your gut. It's kind of unfair for me to ask you to define it because it's so hard to define. It's like an X factor,
Yeah.
Secret ingredient, secret spice.
Yeah.
But you know it when you feel it. You got that energy in your bones. So what do you do like in your day-to-day life that helps you keep that spark alive?
Well, I love to seek out like different creative installations. So I love going to like museums. I love going to different restaurants and bars. And I'm a big foodie, but I think a lot of like what drives my interest in restaurants is like the design and branding. Like sometimes I just want to go check out a bar because I'm like, I love their Instagram. I love their website. I love their logo, the name.
I'm not gonna lie, I do that too sometimes. Yeah. Ever since I got into this field, there's something like my brain can't turn it off now. And whenever I see like a really good logo or something, I'm like, I need to try it. They got a good logo.
I'm a total brand junkie. Like I fall for it every time, but I'm like, hey, they're doing something right? So, and I was really intentional about that when we launched. I wanted to create this brand that like had a ton of personality and just, I love our branding. I feel like it's like my baby. So,
I love your logo.
Oh, thank you.
With the little eyes. And it's really cute. I grin every time I walk by your door.
You. Yeah, we worked with a great designer, Ryan McCann. Got to give him a shout out. But he did a wonderful job bringing our brand to life. So I'm really into seeking out brands like that. Like I feel like a lot of our clients inspire me. Because a lot of our clients that we work with, I'll actually find them on Instagram, or one of our team members will find them and we reach out to them and we're like, hey, we love your brand. Like we would love to work with you. And I think that a lot of brands like that because they feel like we get it. It's really hard to design and create for a brand that you aren't getting or understanding or you're not like vibing with. So I think that definitely shows in our work as well.
Awesome. And then, so stepping a little bit away from work and a little bit more into your personal life, if you don't mind, can you tell us a little bit about like some of your hobbies?
Sure, yeah. So I love, I don't have enough time to dedicate to them lately, but I do love traveling. I always try to make at least one international trip a year, which has been difficult over the past couple of years.
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
But I'm really lucky because I've gotten to travel to a lot of cities across the U.S. that I probably wouldn't have gone to on like a personal trip. Just with work and the trade show industry, we get to travel a lot.
That is a really cool perk.
Yeah.
I gotta be honest, that's really neat.
Yeah, and I always try to seek out, like, I'm a huge tiki bar fan, so like that's my thing in every city.
I love how specific that is. What's your favorite tiki bar here in Chicago?
Oh, well, it used to be Lost Lake, and they closed down. Yeah, that was a big bummer. That was definitely my favorite bar, probably in the country.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to hear that. My condolences.
I know, they were great. So, yeah, I love tiki bars. It's random, but I just
what
enjoy
inspired this love of tiki bars?
I don't know. I mean, I love tiki drinks. That really drives a good amount of it. But I love anything that's like nostalgic, and I just feel like there's always like a good old-fashioned vibe that's in there.
I know
and
what you mean.
Yeah, there's like no TVs on the wall. They're typically like a dark. I feel like you could really just talk and hang out,
Yeah.
and it's just different. So yeah,
I love
that.
how specific that is. That's so niche, but I'm here for it. That's really cool.
Yeah.
There was one hobby that you mentioned before
Yeah.
off camera. I'm dying to know more about it. You
Yes.
said that you were interested in, I believe it was bad taxidermy?
I do love bad taxidermy.
Okay.
I love taxidermy in general.
As a general rule.
Yes, my fiance and I are big collectors of taxidermy, but we're not hunters. So we're collectors. We like to find we call it like derpy taxidermy. So,
I love that.
Yeah, a lot of our pieces have like kind of misshapen faces or like little weird smiles, and we just go around to like vintage markets and antique markets and try to find them. Yeah.
Do you have any? Do you have like a specific favorite one that's you have in your collection right now?
Yeah, I try not to tell the others because I don't want them to get jealous of one another. Yeah,
Don't worry,
I do.
I won't tell.
I do. I have a little Arctic fox, and of course they all have names. So Savannah, her name's Savannah. Love her. And then my skunk, Stanley. He's very special to me. So
I would love to see pictures of them at some point, please. Like
I'll bring in
that's
photos.
so cool.
But all oddities, like we love like everything witchy, and I haven't invested in any like haunted pieces. That's a thing for some people. I'm a little too superstitious for that, but
Fair enough.
Anything weird, and I'm into that.
I'm so curious about your space now, like at your home, because that's such a cool vibe, and I've gone a different direction with our like home decor, but at some
You'll
point
have
in
to
the
come
future,
over. Yeah.
I would love to see. At some point in the future, we're planning on going to New Orleans. We've never been before.
Oh, love that.
And I have proclaimed to John, I'm like, I am buying a skull of some kind.
Yeah.
I'm buying some kind of a skull, and I'm going to display it in our house. I don't
Why
care.
stop at one? There's.
I like you. I like this. Yeah. Okay. That's what. I'm sorry. What got you into taxidermy? What started this?
Well, so I love animals, and I think a lot of times people hear that we're into taxidermy and they're thrown off by it, like they're kind of like creeped out by it a little bit, which it is. Some people don't love like a dead
it's
animal.
macabre,
I get that.
but
Yeah.
I mean, I personally, I think that like the I like to look on the light and the dark side, so I have an appreciation for some of the macabre for sure.
Yeah, so we're definitely we like to look at our animal friends as like allowing them to be appreciated after death. So we're not hunters. Like I always make that very well known, which if you hunt, that's fine. Everybody has their own hobbies. But we just like to honor our animal friends after life. But I've always loved animals. Honestly, my other idea, if I wasn't going to launch a company in this industry, was going to be like to work at a zoo, because I love animals so much. So very different avenues there that I was looking down.
Have you ever been to Wichita, Kansas?
No.
If you ever do, the Wichita Zoo is spectacular.
Yeah.
It's one of the top 10 zoos in the country.
Wow.
Last I checked, which was a couple years ago, but
Cool.
Great zoo. I gotta throw it in there as like, I've also, I dated someone back in college who worked with the birds, with the tropical birds.
Oh, cool.
And he like knew all of the he had all of their names. They all knew him. Like it was really cool. That's a really cool
I love
field.
that.
I was a child of many interests, so there's lots of fields that I have been like, oh, I wish I could have gone into this, but
yeah, like I loved Jane Goodall when I was little. I was obsessed with monkeys. So yeah, that was I love animals. But I never had actual taxidermy pieces until I met my fiance. So he definitely was already collecting and kind of got me a little bit more into it. Yeah, but I've always been very into like the dark and macabre kind of style stuff. So that's
last question on this, because we gotta jump back to the other stuff.
That's
but
okay.
About how many animals do you have in your collection?
I actually just counted them recently because somebody asked me about this, and it's a little over 50. So
Wow,
a lot of pieces.
That's That's a collection.
Yes.
That's impressive.
We've cut it off. We have to either move or like,
get a bigger house to house all of the.
Yeah, they're all placed in their own places. It's not like they're all in like one room staring at you at one time.
It's the animal room.
Yeah.
It's like open it. It's like all the porcelain dolls
Yeah,
like
all
staring
the
at
eyes
you.
just
But
like, yeah, no.
Yeah, that's a fascinating hobby. I would love to talk to you more about that
Yeah,
at some point 'cause that's
definitely.
super cool. Okay, so next to last question. Who inspires you?
I am inspired by a lot of our clients, I will have to say. I'm inspired by a lot of the people in the industry that are still in the industry because, like I said, I feel like we went through this like really hard time together, and it's just amazing to see the dedication and like hard work and strength of these professionals that really just stuck through it and stayed dedicated and went through a really, really hard time together. So that's been really inspiring. I think I've always been inspired by kind of like rebels in their own right, and not even rebels, but just people who weren't doing the conventional thing of what everybody else was doing. Like my all-time love in life is David Bowie. So I think he really exemplifies that. And whenever he felt like he was getting stale, like he was just really always reinventing himself and embraced the chaos. And I think that I'm a very type A person where change freaks me out sometimes, and I don't love that I'm not comfortable with it, or I guess I don't love sitting with that uncomfortability. But I think I love that he just tells people to like embrace the chaos and just sit with it, because on the other side is something like amazing that you're doing. So anybody that's seen as doing something different, or the weirdo, like I love weirdos. I feel like they're the coolest people in the world. So
it is really cool seeing people. I mean, and I, as someone who's also like starting my own business and done all that, I feel you on that one. Like it's so, once you've sort of taken a step outside of the standard deviation and you're doing something that's not, just not the conventional path. It's not the suburban life with 2.5 kids and a white picket fence. Well, there's nothing wrong with that. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. Different strokes for different folks. But once you sort of step out and you start to pay attention to the other people who do that, it's so inspiring because people do it in such unique ways, because there is no conventional way to do it. That's kind of the point. Which is why I'm so excited to be talking to you and to other creators, because
awesome.
Everyone who, I think especially in our society, in at least our Western society, creativity and chasing your passions and doing things outside of the norm is frowned upon. And people who do it anyway, in whatever that unique way is, I'm always fascinated to hear, because I think everyone has the capacity for some flavor of rebellion. It's just a matter of figuring out what that is for them. So yeah, it's curious to uncover the gems in people and figure out what unique thing they're bringing forth into the world by chasing their passion.
Definitely.
So that kind of brings me to the final question I want to ask you, which is there any advice that you'd give to someone who is putting off a passion project?
Yeah, I know this is very cliche, but like just go for it. And I know that
if it works, it works.
Yeah, and I know that comes with some level of, I was very fortunate to have the support network and to have those people around me that could pick up pieces. Like if I couldn't make my half of the rent the month, I knew that I was covered. So it's very hard. I'm not going to say like, just go for it, it'll be great, it'll be easy. But I think if you love something enough and you're really, really excited about something, you feel like your passion is pulling you or tugging you in a different direction, like what do you have to lose? What's the alternative to not going for it? Are you going to stay unhappy in a job that you feel like you're not excelling at, or you feel like you're not fulfilled? Or I just don't think that, I think if you have the opportunity to try something, why not, like, bet on yourself, you know? I think a lot
I love that.
Yeah, I think that was a huge thing for me, where I felt like I had always been so committed to my job, and to the people that I worked for, that I wanted to mirror that same level of commitment to myself. And I was faced with that opportunity to do that. So if someone is faced with that opportunity, I would just say, like, bet on yourself and just see what can come from it, because it's going to be really uncomfortable and scary, but in those moments, that's where something like beautiful is happening.
I mean, if you're going to be uncomfortable in your life, if it's not comfortable right now, then why not be uncomfortable in a different way and see what's on the other side?
Yeah.
That makes total sense. It's sometimes you just need to hear someone else say it so eloquently to make it land.
And also pay for an accountant.
Noted.
Don't try to do your taxes by yourself.
Taxes are unnecessarily complicated.
Very.
Well, thank you so much for coming in and talking and telling us a little bit about your journey and about your passions. Well, I'm Shelby. Thank you so much, Marissa, for coming in and talking to us. And that wraps it up here for us at Foxsy. So thanks. Bye.